Hey, what's up, good people? I'm QC. Welcome to a brand new Talking and Grubbing live stream. I know it's been a minute since I've talked to y'all, but you know, been busy doing some videos, also life in general, you know, just taking it easy, relaxing a little bit. So, how's everybody doing? Hope all y'all doing good. Definitely doing good. It's been a minute since we last talked to each other. I've missed talking to y'all doing these live streams, but now I'm here. Tonight is a talking and grubbing free for all live stream. So, you know, gonna give my thoughts on a few things that's been happening in sports. Also, gonna have a big announcement later. So y'all stay tuned for that. But y'all come on into the chat. Make sure you hit the like button. Also, if this is your first time to the channel, welcome. Don't make it your last. Subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell and click all so you don't miss any new videos from me. Also, you can donate to the channel via Cash App or PayPal, or you can donate via Super Chat while I'm on this live stream right now. And also, make sure you buy official Talking and Grubbing merchandise on teespring.com. You get a t-shirt like this. I just made this one. I enjoyed it. This is one of my favorite t-shirts. It says at the bottom, sports news, food, commentary, fun, and more. That's what Talking and Grubbing is all about. So, I got t-shirts for men and women. Also, have socks, also coffee mugs. So check out all the merchandise that Talking and Grubbing has to offer us right now at teespring.com. Also, I'm offering some pretty good deals, so you can get either 20% off or free shipping on your merchandise. So let me enter those promo codes right now. Hey, how's everybody been? How y'all still feeling about this pandemic? I know a lot of states are starting to open up. They recently started reopening Ohio slowly within these last few weeks. So let me know what's going on with your state as far as COVID-19 and these reopenings. Has your state reopened yet, or are y'all still on lockdown? Excuse me. So yeah, everybody come on in. I've missed y'all. I miss doing these live streams. I miss talking and connecting with y'all. So just come on in. Got some things, we need to catch up on. Also, I'm going to be working on some new videos that's going to be posted soon. So be on the lookout for those. So how's everybody doing? How's life been treating all of y'all? Life's been treating me good and I'm doing good. Hope all you and your families are still doing good and being safe. There were some things okay, a couple of things I'm gonna do video on, but there were some things I was gonna do a video on, but decided to put it on here. Yep, definitely got cat. Just letting everybody know on social media that I'm here live right now. Also, make sure, okay, if you joining me here right now, make sure you tell your family and your friends that I'm live right now. How's everybody? How was everybody's work day? No, work can be a little drag, especially now since it's summer with all this heat. Cause this definitely was a drag for me today, boy. And also, I appreciate y'all support and love. Also, donations. Anything you can donate to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Every little bit helps to keep this channel growing and going. Okay, because we're about to start on our least favorite sports analyst, Jason Whitlock, or as I say, Grimace Lock. Now, Jason Whitlock, after being let go by Fox Sports One, he's landed a new gig, and he's currently writing for Outkick.com, which is a website that's ran by Clay Travis, a known racist. I could never stand Clay Travis. He is a straight a-hole. It's like he always tries to do stuff for shock value to stay relevant. Nobody cares about Clay Travis, dude. I had this one Jason Whitlock fanboy who, you know, hit me up in the comic section when I had posted my Whitlock, my Jason Whitlock, video when he was let go from Fox Sports One, saying, well, he's on a bigger platform now. He and Clay Whitlock, they're going to do a lot better than Fox Sports One. First of all, one, nobody cares about either of these two, especially Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock was on ESPN for 20 plus years. And guess what? They didn't really put him on like that. They didn't give him his own show. I don't even think matter of fact, no, he didn't have his own ESPN radio show. That shows how much they really cared about him. Nobody wanted to see Jason Whitlock on the airwaves. As a matter of fact, when he finally got put on TV, it wasn't with his own show. They had to put him with somebody like Colin Cowherd. And speak for yourself, that was tailored for Colin Cowherd, not for Jason Whitlock. But Colin Cowherd decided to leave and just focus on, his daily show, The Herd. And then guess what? Even when Colin Cowherd left, they still didn't put him at the forefront. They got him hooked him up with Marcellus Wiley. So I figured Jason Whitlock would get a job somewhere like this. Like I said, Clay Travis is a known racist. Now I know some of y'all gonna say, well, he doesn't say certain words, but Clay Travis is more of an undercover racist. I know those types. They say enough not to appear racist. They say all the jacked up stuff once they get home. If you don't believe me, check his Twitter feed. Definitely check his Twitter feed. Okay, I'm seeing people coming into the live stream. Make sure you hit the like button. Tell me what's your thoughts on Jason Grimslock getting a new job at Outkick.com. And of course, he's not disappointing on Outkick.com. He's already made himself at home. I'm on Outkick's website.com. This is an article he just posted today. And the headline reads, this is about LeBron. China will love LeBron's and China will love LeBron's and AND1 Black Lives Matter tour. Intelligent Psycho, what's up, man? How you doing? Okay, you at work right now? Intelligent Psycho, tell me, has Indiana reopened yet, or are y'all doing it slowly? I know here in Ohio they're doing it gradually slow. Okay, let me read a little bit of Grimslock's article here. Okay, this is the first couple of paragraphs, and I quote, "The reboot the NBA has planned for Orlando is a player-driven production brought to you by the executive producer of The Decision, The Shop, Survivor's Remorse, and The Glass Helmet Project, LeBron James, the architect of some really awful television shows and a goofy video promoting a glass football helmet, will release a summer blockbuster in late July that is sure to be a hit in China. The AND1 Black Lives Matter tour. That's my name for the competition of the 2019-2020 NBA season. You remember the AND1 mixtape tour, don't you? The traveling street ball tournament that featured Hot Sauce, Spider, Skip to My Lou, the Professor, the MC Rail. ESPN2 broadcast the 30-minute highlight packages of the games and profile the stories of the players. Okay. So Grimslock is already making himself at home at Outkick by starting to pick up where he left off at Fox Sports 1, going at LeBron and the whole NBA reopening, because the NBA announced that they were going to put Black Lives Matter in the center court of the Disney Bubble Arena that they're going to be playing in Orlando starting July 31st, which I really don't think that's necessary, but to each his own. But Jason Whitlock, you can't talk about anybody producing awful television, because let's keep it real. You were on a very bad sports talk show for the last, 4.5 years. I mean, come on. They didn't put y'all on in a prime time slot. They mostly put y'all on when everybody was either at work or fell asleep from work. Excuse me. You know, they felt Speak for Yourself was going to do real good. Guess what? They would have put you on right after, say, Undisputed, or put you on at 6 in the morning, but they didn't. They always put y'all in that dreadful afternoon time. Nobody gives a damn, about watching y'all. Okay? The only time Speak for Yourself comes on, and that's still the case now, is when everyone else is at work. So if the stuff that LeBron produces is awful, then yours must be straight dog shit. And plus, like I said, I'm not surprised he teamed up with Clay Travis, because Clay Travis is a known racist, and also Jason Whitlock is a self-hater who will never stand up for anything except when the buffet line is closed. He'll protest that in a minute. Okay, Judge Cycle, you said I don't care what Jason Grimslock does, he's irrelevant. Yeah, I agree. But you know, I said before I started, I was gonna touch on some things that I was either gonna make a video for, but I decided to touch it on here. And this is one of them. So I'm starting off with Grimslock to get this off my chest. That big bald head, grimace looking son of a. You know what? I've said this. I've said this for many years on my videos. I wish we could paint Jason Whitlock purple and just sit his ass outside of McDonald's. But man, I cannot stand Jason Whitlock, or well, as I say, Grimslock. And he's still pissed over LeBron not speaking out for China. Let's keep it real. He's not a citizen of that country. You know, there's enough issues going on here in America. That's been our biggest problem. We are so quick to stick our nose in everybody else's business, but you know, we don't want to take care of home. That's China's issue. And also, y'all love to yell freedom of speech this, freedom of speech that, but y'all love to limit other Americans from having freedom of speech. If any athlete criticizes Trump, you got your Laura Ingraham saying shut up and dribble. Or they don't know what, but if Drew Brees dogs Colin Kaepernick for his NFL anthem protest, he's human. He has a right to an opinion. But let me get off of Grimslock. Shoot. That damn fake ass with that fake ass flat top toupee he has. But now let's get on something more positive. Well, a little more positive. Now, Friday, the NBA released their schedule. You know, as I said, it's going to be, 22 teams. Let me get the schedule. And it was like there's going to be some interesting games, coming back to the NBA starting July 31st. And the regular season is going to wrap up August 14th. Now, right now, well, I'm going to do a video on the NBA schedule release, and I'm going to need y'all help, to help me pick which games I should live stream. So I'm going to work on that video tonight. It should be posted tomorrow. I want to know your thoughts on which games I should live stream because I'm going to leave the schedule. It's kind of like a crazy schedule that the NBA's got here for the restart. And also, as y'all hear in the chat, I want to know what games are y'all interested in being live. Well, that you're interested in seeing. Intelligence Cycle, you said LeBron. LeBron, I can name, has helped out many communities. Okay, including the school in Akron. Definitely true. LeBron has definitely done a lot for the community, especially in Akron. I give him not just with the school, but he's also created, set up scholarships for a lot of the kids in Akron. Also, he's not just helping out the kids, he's also helping out their parents too. But, of course, Jason Whitlock doesn't want to see that. Jason Whitlock to me is worse than a white supremacist. He is. He is definitely worse than a white supremacist to me. You can expect them to come with their hate, but it's worse to have your own people to come with the hate. Okay, my mistake. The NBA is restarting July 30th. It's not the 31st. My mistake. I'm looking at the schedule right now. They're going to kick it off with Utah versus New Orleans. Okay, that's going to be a nice matchup. You're going to have Zion against, Rudy Gobert. Then you're going to have the LA battle right after that with the Clippers and the Lakers. And that battle was definitely starting to heat up before the shutdown due to the COVID-19. The Clippers, they were on a roll. But the last time the Clippers and the Lakers met in the hallway matchup, the Lakers got the bragging rights in the hallway battle. So let's see if the Clippers, can atone for that. I'm just looking at some of the games I'm interested in seeing. Okay. Of course, Boston and Milwaukee, they were one of the top two teams in the East before the shutdown. Man, I was looking forward to that game before the shutdown happened. That's going to be on the 31st. So I can't wait to see that game. Okay, you're gonna have Houston and Dallas on the 31st also. Gonna have old Harden and Luka go at it. That's gonna be another interesting matchup. Okay, Houston and Portland. Okay, you're gonna have you're gonna have Harden and Westbrook against CJ and Dame here on August 4th. Can't wait to see that matchup. Okay. Okay, Toronto and Miami. Okay, another interesting matchup. Toronto, people are sleeping on Toronto. They are definitely sleeping on the Raptors. The Raptors were definitely balling before the shutdown. And I definitely think they would be a dark horse to come out of the East. Nick Nurse, I always said it before, while the season was still going on, that he should definitely be named coach of the year because that man's done a hell of a job with that team. Intelligence Cycle, you said Laura Ingram can dribble these nuts. That's funny. That is so funny. But Toronto, man, I think a lot of people are sleeping on Toronto because, a lot of people thinking that they can't win it again without Kawhi, but they are definitely a dark horse in the East. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a video on, because when it was announced that the NBA was going to come back, a lot of people were making cases on who would benefit from winning this championship. Would it be LeBron? Would it be Kawhi? Would it be James Harden, Westbrook? Excuse me, Giannis? So I'm going to definitely make a video on, not who's going to benefit from it the most, but I'm going to make a case for what would it do for that player's legacy if they were to win this year's NBA championship. How would, they be looked at in the annals of history, and how would, people will perceive them differently? Say if the Lakers win it all this year, it'll be LeBron's fourth championship, AD's first. LeBron would have the distinction of winning, 4 titles with 3 different teams. And if he's named if he gets his 4th Finals MVP, You know, he would have 4 finals MVPs with 3 different teams. He would surpass, you know, Kawhi and Kareem because they only done it with 2. You know, if Giannis can, you know, get over the hump and win it all this year, then he'll definitely get his redemption for losing in the Eastern Conference Finals last year to the Raptors. So y'all let me know in the chat. Who do y'all think, well, who do you think would benefit the most from winning this year's NBA championship? Excuse me. Because definitely a lot of these players would definitely benefit from winning it all. Like, say if the Clippers win it all this year, you know, that would definitely up Kawhi Leonard's legacy because he would have won 3 championships with 3 different teams. And also he would have won 3 finals MVPs with 3 different teams. And he would have the distinction, well, with the exception of San Antonio, of course, he would definitely have the distinction of going to 2 different franchises that had never won anything before and delivering the NBA championship. And he would definitely be loved in Toronto and in LA amongst the Clippers fans because he would have finally, you know, gotten them that title. Plus, you know, Kawhi's from California. So he would have get, you know, he would have a similar story to LeBron by going home, you know, and delivering a title in his home area. So with Paul George, people forget Paul George is an LA native. So him and Paul George would be beloved in, you know, Clipper Nation. Also, Doc Rivers, you know, would finally get that second title since, you know, Boston. And I think he would definitely be seen in a different light, you know, if he were to lead the Clippers to a championship because, you know, he had the big 3 in Boston, but, excuse me, this team was built very differently than that 08 Boston team. Matter of fact, this Clippers team is a lot deeper than that 2008 Boston team. And that 08 Celtics team was a deep team, but I like this Clippers team's depth a lot more than, you know, that Boston team. You know, you got Lou Williams, you got Patrick Beverly. Excuse me. They just added Joakim Noah for the rest of the season. So definitely can't wait to see, you know, who comes out of the West between the Clippers and the Lakers. Denver, for some reason, I'm not buying them. I am not buying them because they've been great in the regular season. It's just been the playoffs they've fallen short. Especially last year against the Trailblazers in that game 7. They had that game won. They shouldn't have lost that game. They should have won that game. But, you know, Mike Malone stopped going to what worked, what was working for Denver, and just abandoned that whole game plan. That's another reason why I don't really believe in Denver, because of Mike Malone. When it comes to the playoffs, he gets out-coached. He's been out-coached. Regular season, he's done good. But when it comes to the playoffs, he's getting out-coached. You know, for the East, the teams I can see making it to the finals: Milwaukee, Boston, excuse me, and Toronto. You know, Boston, they were doing pretty good before the shutdown as well. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they've definitely grown up. They've come into their own, and they were balling. Matter of fact, Jason Tatum was definitely making a case for MVP, even though he may have not have gotten it, but he was definitely making a case for some votes. I think he was definitely, you know, being slept on by a lot of people for, you know, far as MVP. And also Kemba Walker, the times he's been out there was balling before, he had his injury. He's fitting pretty nicely into the Celtics system. And also, you got Marcus Smart. He's that irritant on the perimeter. So, yeah, you definitely can't sleep on Boston. Philly, I got my questions about them, especially Joel Embiid. And Ben Simmons, can they deliver in the playoffs? Okay, y'all excuse me for a minute. My apologies. Okay, I'm about to grub on some of this salad here. Got a little hungry. Now, if Harden and Westbrook were to go and lead the Rockets to a championship, they would definitely be able to put a lot of playoff demons to rest. You know, everybody, well, we all know about James Harden's, failures in the playoffs. They're well documented. Put that down for a minute. You know, that would definitely get rid of the rep that Harden comes up small in the playoffs. Also, for he and Westbrook, it would give them a chance to move on from 2012, where the OKC Thunder lost to the Miami Heat in 5 games in the NBA Finals. Also, if Harden's the man of that team, that would definitely, put him in a whole nother light, proving that he can get it done in the playoffs and not, freeze up or have any failures. Okay, I'm seeing y'all coming into the live stream. Make sure you hit that like button. Also, leave your comments here in the chat about this NBA season reopening. What are your thoughts? What games you want to see, or do you think the NBA should be reopening at all with this COVID-19? My apologies for stepping out, y'all. Had to, get my grub. But who do you think would benefit from the most from winning this title? Or do you think this title won't be valid because a lot of people will look at it as the, coronavirus title? Just like in 99, people, definitely dogged the San Antonio Spurs championship because it was in the middle of a lockout season. A lot of people called their championship a fluke. Same with the Heat in 2012. A lot of people thought their title was a fluke because it was in the middle of a lockout season. But they definitely came back the next year and proved doubters wrong. Going back to back, also along the way having the 27-game winning streak. Now, y'all have heard the news recently of some NBA players apprehensive to returning to the NBA due to the coronavirus and also all the social injustice that's going on in this country. Kyrie Irving has been one of the most vocal. He's the senior vice president of the Players Union. And recently he and 150 other players, including, LeBron's teammates, Avery Bradley and Dwight Howard, talking to the NBA saying that the NBA shouldn't resume because it would be nothing but a distraction. And also, it wouldn't look good on the NBA's part to do this in the middle of a pandemic, and also with all this social injustice and civil unrest going on across the country due to the murders of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Rayshard Brooks, and countless others. So, I can see Kyrie's point because a lot of people, the vibe I've been getting from a lot of people, they're cool whether if the NBA resumes this year or not. It's like, okay, if it resumes, yeah, we'll be happy. But if it doesn't, then it doesn't bother me none. That's the attitude a lot of people have. Plus, I can see a lot of fans feeling like, the NBA is back, but I can't really enjoy it because all this stuff is going on. These NBA games, they're not going to have any fans in the dome at Disney World. And also, it's going to be very limited media at these games. So you really can't sit up and enjoy the game because fans do make the game. And also, we definitely, they're feeling we definitely need to address these issues. And also, I can understand the players' concerns of wanting to go back because, a lot of these players, they have families, they have spouses, or, significant others, and they don't want to bring that stuff back home to them, because they're going to be in Florida for over the next month. Even though they're going to be playing in one place, they're still at risk of bringing that stuff back to their friend, their kids, and as well as their spouses. So definitely can't blame Kyrie and a lot of the other players being apprehensive about return. As a matter of fact, for one YouTuber, they said the Brooklyn Nets are going to send their quote unquote B team out to Florida. So that definitely tells a lot. And excuse me. And the NBA, in my opinion, the only reason why they're doing this is because the owners don't want to pay. Kingpin, what's up, man? How you doing? Yeah, Kingpin, Kyrie definitely proposed that maybe that the players should start their own league. That would be a pretty good move. That'd be interesting. That would be pretty interesting for the players to start their own league. I mean, Ice Cube definitely was on the right track with the big three. So yeah, that's definitely been floated around by Kyrie Irving on that. The players starting their own league. You also said no more working for the white man if you are a millionaire. True. All the fans are white anyhow. Okay, it's time our people start our own. Well, that's good to hear you're doing good. Kingpin, what about your state? Has your state reopened yet, or y'all still, on lockdown, in quarantine? said no, Ice Cube is funded by the white man. Okay, you telling me? Okay, so okay, answer this for me. You think the white man was going to fund a league with basically players who are retired and past their prime? I don't think that's happening. I don't think the white man was going to fund something like that. I disagree on that one. I'm talking about far as Big Three, he had the right idea. And then also, Kendrick Perkins, when Kyrie Irving and KD recently, well, no, Kyrie, excuse me, for, being outspoken on this issue, and KD came in and defended his teammate by calling Kendrick Perkins a sellout. He said the Big Three is funded by the white man. Do your research. Well, we were more organized and unified instead of always jaw jacking with each other, then maybe we could fund our own stuff. Or if people want to stop being so unsupportive of each other and stop always, want to look each other with the side eye and trust everybody else, then guess what? We could fund our own stuff, Kingpin. Okay, Kingpin, how do you feel the Big Three is funded by a white man? Say you agree with me, it's a sad state we are in. I mean, and I'm not trying to discredit you or nothing, Kingpin, but I just look at all angles. Maybe Ice Cube wanted to get black people involved to invest in it, but maybe, they kind of looked at, kind of gave him the side eye on that, thought, oh, it ain't gonna be a good idea, ain't gonna be successful. But I do wish at times black people would do more business with each other instead of just being so either distrustful or, you know, having disdain. Because in some cases, some black people have disdain for other black people, making it because they feel that a win for one black person is an L for another black person. And I don't look at it like that. I never looked at it like that. I always looked at it, hey, if I come up, I can pull you up with me. Okay, you said the white man uses us as entertainment. We should stop being entertainment and a distraction. Yeah, that's true. Okay, it's a possibility we are still killing each other. As far as the killing each other, Kingpin, a lot lot of that stuff is due to the jealousy and self-hatred we have for each other. That's what a lot of that is motivated by. Okay, you say you grew up with Shabazz Napier, that played in the NBA, and he changed when he got a little fame. Kingpin, how'd you know Shabazz Napier? Did y'all, grow up together, or did y'all play with play on the same team together? And what was he like before the NBA, and what was he like after, he got into the NBA? But, Kendrick Perkins was kind of wrong for coming at Kyrie like that. He should have been more understanding to his perspective. I mean, come on. Kendrick Perkins played in the NBA, 10 plus years. So he should know. And that definitely sounded like some sellout talk by Kendrick Perkins. Now, yeah, he tried to apologize try to appeal to KD, saying, hey, I still got love for you. But time out for all that. But all right, but I'm seeing more people coming in. Y'all hit the like button. Also, leave your comments here about what you thinking about this NBA season restarting. K. Shabazz used to act mad gay, but he was cool. Yes, and yes, he's a sellout. Okay. Okay, but how did you know? But how did you know him, Kingpin? Did like I said, did y'all grow up in the same neighborhood, or did y'all used to hang out, or did y'all play on the same team together? But as far as Kyrie saying starting their own league, I really want to see, I really want to hear, Kyrie's pick. Well, not just Kyrie, because other players are in it with them. I want to hear that pitch, and I also want to, y'all want to see their plan. Definitely want to see their plan. Because it's as a matter of fact, earlier today I was watching, because recently ESPN aired, the 10th anniversary, looking back on the decision 10 years later on Backstory. And, I'm from Cleveland. I'm a Cavs fan. And I'm definitely going to get into, the decision after 10 years later on how it affected me personally, as well as affected Cleveland personally in a video coming up soon. But looking back on the decision, LeBron showed how, what type of power players held, and how to exercise. And he showed a lot of players how to exercise that power. Whether it was KD going to Golden State, AD coming to LA with him, or whatever. But LeBron showed players that you have the power, you can definitely control, your destiny. Excuse me. K Kingpin used to hang out with Shabazz. Say he was a very cool dude. My cousin Charlie and Shabazz are best friends. Okay. But yeah, LeBron definitely showed the players the power, players as far as the NBA, what power they had and that they can control their destiny and whatever they want to do with their career. Now, I think the execution was wrong. I don't think he should have went on national TV to do it, but he definitely showed players that, hey, you have the power, you control your destiny on what you want to do with your career. You're not beholden to anybody, any owner. You feel LeBron should exercise his power by forming his own league with the top talents in the NBA? That's an interesting point, Kingpin. And that's all good. I'm all for it. Definitely would be all for it. But also, I would want to see at least a good portion of them be together, come together and be, supportive with each other. Because sometimes in these scenarios, you can have too many Chiefs and not enough Indians. That's the big question. Could they come together and, successfully form that league and it be successful and thriving? Because, Ricky Williams, T.O., and a lot of ex-NFL players, they're still trying to get the Freedom Football League off the ground. But the problem is, it seems like it's the lack of support. And it's a very good idea. If you haven't checked out the Freedom Football League website, I suggest you check that out. Said the NBA is racist, the NFL is racist. Yes, they can. Okay, you feel they can successfully put it all together. As far as the NFL, I think a lot of people are out, with the NFL right now. The best talent in the NBA, if the best NBA talent leaves, the NBA people will watch. That's true. They would definitely, fans would still watch that league if you have, most of the top players on, the league that, if players would form that league and they all played in that league, they would definitely watch. And if, if that were to happen, then the NBA will basically fold overnight. As far as sponsorships, TV money, TV revenue, because all the major networks are going to go to that league. All the major sponsors are going to go to that league as well. All the big shoe companies like your Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, Reebok, whichever, company these players have endorsement deals with, they're all going to flock to that league. That's true. People do watch NBA players in the Drew League. So yeah, if the NBA, that were to happen, NBA would fold overnight. But man, I saw the Freedom Football League website. Excuse me. And I definitely like what they're proposing. But the main problem is with them, they haven't gotten any sponsorship. And another thing that's holding them back, they haven't gotten any TV deal. I don't care. I'm not just talking about ESPN or CBS or NBC, etc. I mean, come on. Why hasn't, say, I'm just gonna throw them out there. I'm just using for example, like, well, no, not BET, but even some very minor, like a Revolt. How come they didn't step up to T.O. and Ricky Williams to offer them a TV deal for the Freedom Football to broadcast Freedom Football League games? How come how come they haven't gotten their sponsorship yet? Okay, so why not do it? Like I said, Kingpin, everybody will have to be on one, all the players, at least most of the players will have to be on one accord for that to happen. And like I said, in a lot of these cases, and it's very unfortunate, you can have too many chiefs, not enough Indians. So if for it to be successful, they got to be organized. That's what's holding it back. It's got to be organized. Everybody got to, everybody got to be assigned a role, and they got to thrive in that role. They can't try to be above anybody else. That's the only way it's going to work. If they're organized and they come correct within their organization. Excuse me. Because that's how you run anything, any successful business. I don't care if you running a mom and pop store on any corner in America, or if you running a major corporation. If you don't have the organization for it, then it's not going to succeed. Okay, you said because they sold out like Kendrick Perkins. That's a part of it. That's a part of it. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If they're not gonna be organized, it's not gonna work. So that's what has to happen for the NBA players to move away from the NBA to start their own league. It sounds real good. It's a great idea. I would be all for it and I would watch. But you dealing with a bunch of multimillionaires, and millionaires, they have massive egos, unfortunately. It's sad, but that's just the reality of it. Now it's the perfect time. The NBA players make hundreds of millions or something. You have to sacrifice your money in the short term. That's true. I agree. Definitely agree with that. Definitely got to sacrifice in the short term to get the big payoff in the long term. I agree with you on that one. But you are correct. I feel bad for our people. Yep, that's the only thing. We got the we got the talent, we got the smarts. We got the smarts, we got the business savvy, but the problem is it's just the organization part we got to get down. Once we get that down, then oh man, we'll be a beast. That's true. It's bigger than us. That's right. Definitely bigger than us. I agree. Definitely bigger than us. And that's another thing. A lot of players don't want to put their ego to the side. A lot of them don't. Look at this whole thing with look at the rift that the announcement of the NBA reopening has caused. Some players want to go back and play. Other players don't want to go back and play. Excuse me. So yeah, gotta get the organization part down pat in order for it to be successful. Because, without an organizational plan, then it's not going to be successful. It's going to fall. Because you're going to have too many chiefs, not enough Indians. People like us have to organize, because our legacy as a people doesn't look good, since that's true 400 years ago. Yeah, but that's the effects of having all of our stuff stripped away from us. Our whole identity. And that's the effects. And, this is the effect of that. Because some have a heart and a conscience, and others are living check to check. That's true too. That's very true. That is true in every sense of the word, Kingpin. That is very true. That is definitely true. Okay, I ain't gonna be on here too much longer. I'm only gonna be on for probably another 15, 20 minutes, because I gotta do some things. But I got a big announcement. But if we know this, why not level up? It's a lot of reasons for that, Kingpin. Some of it's fear, some of it's ego. Some, and unfortunately, I gotta say, some of it's just plain selfishness with some people. Not all people, but some people. And also a lack of vision with some people as well. But the main thing is, can't get on one accord. That's why I'm been talking about organization. That's why I'm talking about organization. That's where other groups have thrived at. They thrive, they do well in organization. And we're still having that problem to this day. Yeah, it is sad. It's very sad. Once we get that organization together, then we'll be good. We've had that problem in slavery. We had it in the civil rights movement. We're having it now. There was even some organizational problems in the civil rights movement. But, I also said I had a big announcement at the beginning of this live stream. And guess what? Soon, I'm going to be starting my own podcast. I'm going to start on Anchor.fm. So I'm going to be starting that within, you're going to start seeing my podcast within the next, listening to my podcast, within the next 3 weeks. Because YouTube, they kind of want to, they try and censor and silence people. But I'm not going to let anybody censor and silence me on what I got to say was on my mind. So when I'm done, completing that podcast, definitely going to put it right here on YouTube. So y'all go over to Anchor.fm and check that out. Also, you can hear it on various platforms such as Spotify and Google Podcasts. Okay, King P, you asked me, oh yeah, Tatum is definitely good. He's definitely good, man. He balled out, and Tatum really made a name for himself in that 2018 playoffs. And I definitely think Tatum is going to keep on growing in the near future. Tatum is real good. Within the next maybe 2 years, Tatum can definitely be one of the best players in the NBA. Definitely. Tatum's a beast. People try to sleep on him, but that man is a beast. And I definitely, saw that firsthand as a Cavs fan in that 2018 Eastern Conference Finals, and he was a rookie balling out. So yeah, I definitely like Tatum's game. Okay, do you think Brad Stevens is a good coach? I don't. I think Brad Stevens is a good coach. I do. I do think he's a good coach. He has a system. He has a system in play, and he's definitely having his players running here in Boston. In my opinion, Kyrie didn't want to run Brad Stevens' system. That's just my opinion. But why you don't think he's a good coach, Kingpin? And said he dunked on LBJ. Yeah, he did. He definitely dunked on him in that game. Why you think Brad Stevens is not a good coach? Because I think Brad Stevens is a good coach. And just okay, you saying juries didn't Kyrie? Okay, you gotta elaborate on those two. But Brad Stevens, for him to come from the college ranks into and transfer well in the NBA, I gotta admit it's impressive. I think Brad Stevens is a good coach. I definitely think he could lead the Celtics to a championship eventually. Okay, you said because his offense and his decision making as far as the timing of the plays he runs. Okay, so you basically don't like the offense he runs. Are you talking about the offense he runs in crunch time of a game? What problems do you have with his offense? Okay, you don't like his you don't like the plays he calls late in games. Okay, so what problems do you have with how he runs the offense late in games? What do you feel, that it's too stagnant or too much ISO? There's not enough ball movement, or do you feel that maybe he should go to, excuse me, give Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown the ball more? Okay, you said Tatum's rookie year, he didn't run plays for him. Well, okay, that's true. But at that time, it was Kyrie's team. You know, nobody expected to have, Jason Tatum to have the rookie year he had. Nobody. And like I just said, at that time, Kyrie was still on the team. So of course he was going to run more plays for Kyrie and Tatum. But now since Kyrie is gone, I definitely seen Stevens, making Tatum more of the focal point of the offense. Okay, you say he calls timeouts when he shouldn't, and he needs to give Jason Tatum and Brown the ball more. I did expect it. So you basically saying that in crunch time, you would want, if you were Brad Stevens, you would give the ball to Tatum and Brown more. Because I think, a lot, coach like Brad Stevens, he's more focused on ball movement. Similar to Steve Kerr, Greg Popovich. He wants to make sure everybody touches the ball. I don't think he wants to run so much ISO plays, with Tatum and Brown. Okay, you said you knew Tatum would do what he did his rookie year. Okay. Well, props to you on that. You had the foresight to see that Tatum was going to be special. But a lot of us wasn't so sure. But he's definitely, he's an all-star, but within the next few years, I think he's definitely going to be at superstar level. Okay, you said Marcus Smart's role is way too big. Why you feel that way, Kingpin? Why do you think? Okay, you say I know basketball. Why do you think? Why do you think Marcus Smart's role is too big? And if you were the coach, how many men? What would Marcus Smart's role would be if you were the coach? And how many minutes would you play him for every night? Because Marcus Smart, to me, you definitely need him for, for defense. Because you gotta give Marcus Smart his props on the defensive end. He's definitely an irritant. He's very irritant on defense, and he does not give up despite the fact he's a little bit smaller. Okay, he takes bad shots. When Kyrie was there, he shot the ball more than Tatum. Well, yeah, that was true. But now, since Kyrie has left, he's not really taking a lot of shots. He's focused more on the defensive end and also distributing a little bit more. I would give him the same minutes, but don't shoot. Oh man, that's cold. Even if he's wide open, you wouldn't want him to shoot. That's cold, man. That's cold. That is so cold. Like, even if he's open, he can't shoot. You ain't shooting no ball, mother. Oh man. Oh man. Yep. But like I said, Kingpin, Marcus Smart, I think he's definitely focused on being more of a defender and a ball distributor now that Kyrie is gone. I don't think he's too focused on offense that much. Excuse me. But, you know, this NBA reopening schedule is going to get season is going to get very interesting. Can't wait to see how this plays out from July all the way to early August for these next 3 weeks. You know, we're going to have some good, we're going to have some basketball back again. So I'm going to be keeping my eye out to see how, you know, the NBA handles this reopening process. And hopefully all the players that are partaking into this reopening going to stay healthy. Kay, you said he could shoot wide open, Celtics take it. So you're saying right now that the Celtics are going to walk away with this year's top NBA championship, Kingpin. Okay, Kingpin saying that the Celtics will take it. Okay. That's another dark horse in the East. Well, no, I ain't say they're a dark horse. Toronto's my dark horse. I definitely can see the Celtics coming out of the East and getting to the finals. You know, they got the system also. You know, also, they have the defense. So I wouldn't be surprised if they come out of the East and take it. Uh-oh, man. My light. Okay, my light went out. Well, one of my lights went out on me. Okay, you said no home court advantage. Okay. That's an interesting point, too. Well, all right, y'all. I got to get out of here because I got to get to work on some things. You know, I enjoy live streaming with y'all. It's been a while, but I'm glad that I came back here to live stream with y'all once again. I enjoyed conversating with y'all. I'm glad y'all came on here to tune in to the live stream. I'm definitely going to be back with one soon. Also, I'm going to do my NBA schedule video. So y'all look out for that soon. Thank y'all for joining me. Also, you can donate to the channel via Cash App or PayPal. It's at the top of the chat. Also, you can shop for official Talking and Grubbing merchandise on at teespring.com, offering some pretty good discounts. So make sure y'all check that out. I got t-shirts for men and women, socks, and even coffee mugs. And I'm offering some pretty good discounts. So definitely check that out. Some great stuff on there to buy at reasonable prices. So you definitely won't feel robbed. They make great quality, gear like this t-shirt here. Definitely like this t-shirt that Teespring made. Shout out to them. So y'all go check it out. Okay, and Kingpin said that the Celtics are the reason why the Rockets went small. Good point. But I got to get out of here, y'all. It's been my pleasure bringing this to y'all here tonight. So till next time, y'all have a good one. Love y'all to life. QC out.